Hello everyone, we are at Beyond the Formula. Let's discuss an interesting topic, that is eccentricity. Let's begin with the question. So we have, what single number what single number decides whether a conic a conic becomes a circle, ellipse, parabola, or hyperbola. So what single number What single number decides whether a conic becomes a circle, ellipse, parabola और hyperbola? राइट तो ऐसा कौन सा नंबर है मैथमेटिकल पैरामीटर जो डिसाइड करेगा कि एक कोनिक सेक्शन सर्किल होगा कि एलिप्स होगा, पैराबोला होगा या हाइपरबोला होगा? राइट, दैट नंबर इज और दैट क्वांटिटी इज एसेंट्रिसिटी. देखते कैसे समझते हैं. So last time we saw what? Last time we saw that a parabola is generated. A parabola is generated when the distance from the focus equals to the distance from the directrix, right? The distance of any point on the parabola from the focus equals to the distance from the directrix. So we have, suppose this was the parabola, this was the directrix, and I have a point. Here it's the focus. Let's say the focus is S. So we have perpendicular distance and we have general point P. So we said what? That SP equals PM, right? Then the shape was parabola. Now what if the distance is not equal? What happens if the two distances SP and PM are not equal? राइट तो क्या होगा कि अगर ये रेशियो वी से SP बाई PM इक्वल्स 1, सो व्हाट इफ दिस रेशियो इज नॉट इक्वल टू 1? व्हाट इफ दिस रेशियो इज नॉट इक्वल टू 1? तो शेप क्या होगा? फिगर कोनिक सेक्शन का शेप क्या होगा? राइट, वी नो, लेट्स से this SP by PM is not equal to 1, we say it is E, some constant E, right? Now if E equals 1, then we get, what do we get? We get parabola. Right? But what if E is less than 1? So we have SP by PM less than 1, which implies what? SP is less than PM, right? And what is SP? SP was the distance of the point from the focus, and PM was the distance of the point from the directrix, which means the point, which implies what? The point is closer to focus than directrix. यानी point क्या है? Point is more close to focus than directrix, right? So this will create what? A closed shape. This will create a closer shape than parabola, right? This will create a closer shape because it is close to focus. The curve will tend to close itself, right? So this will create an ellipse. Suppose we have this as directrix, this we have x-axis, y-axis. Let's say this is the directrix L, and we have a focus here S. So this will create such kind of shape. This is ellipse. Right? Now if this E is greater than 1, if this E is greater than 1, the ratio of SP by PM, SP over PM, SP over PM is greater than 1, which implies SP is greater than PM. Then what we have? What do we have here? We have point close to directrix, then focus, then to focus. That means what happen here? We produce, or this produces an open curve. This produces an open curve, and that is what? Hyperbola. What is this? This creates an open curve, that is hyperbola, like this. Correct? Now, so why does being closer to the focus produces an ellipse, while being farther from the focus produces an hyperbola? Right? This is all because of a simple ratio, that is eccentricity. So when the focus distance is smaller, when the focus distance is smaller than directrix, right, when we had SP less than PM or E less than 1, the locus closes on itself. The locus closes on itself and becomes what? Ellipse. The locus closes on itself and becomes an ellipse. But when the same distance, the focus distance is greater, we have SP greater than PM or E greater than 1. So becomes the locus opens itself or opens out and becomes a hyperbola. Alright. Now another good example, or we will have another great case, that is if SP by PM equals 0, which implies what? Which implies that the shape, the conic, will be a circle. The conic will be a circle. This is a special case. This is a special case. Now I have a question for all of you. Where should the directrix lie in coordinate system to have E equals 0? तो कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम में अगर SP by PM equals 0, that is eccentricity equals 0, so the directrix line, जो directrix line है वो कहाँ लाई करनी चाहिए, right?